Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, Magnetic Reversal News, Sacred Geography, and Shinrin Yoku, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Sunday, August 6th, around 9 p.m. Mountain Time 2023. We've got two halo coronal mass ejections headed our way Monday night, Tuesday morning. One from a plasma filament release there, and then a second from the X-flare X1.6 there. Both of these are, well, only one of them is showing currently on the WSA Enlil spiral. This will be updated in the morning, or maybe both. That looks like, yeah, that looks like 1, 2. They've got it on there now. So you can see this is a cannibal CME. The first, the plasma filament leaving, and then the X-flare catching up with it, adding to the density and pushing that glancing blow towards us. It looks like Tuesday morning. Keep calm. It's boom time. And on with the weather. First alert, strong storms possible today and into tonight for Tennessee, and strong storms possible as well for Ohio as a storm and unsettled weather moves to the northeast. An active start to the week, folks. A very active start to the week, indeed, is anticipated with the widespread threat for severe thunderstorms and sweltering heat. A system arriving into the east is expected to produce widespread threat for severe thunderstorms with swaths of damaging winds, hail, heavy rain, and potentially a few tornadoes in the mid-Atlantic and southeast. Meanwhile, no break in the dangerous heat this week from Texas to Florida. So the entire southern tier should be baking, as it usually is, in the middle of summer. Now, the relentless rain isn't a blip, according to the Irish Times. Ireland's climate is now a year-long autumn. Wait a minute. I thought it was global warming, and now it's a year-long autumn? More nonsense. Here is the island of Ireland's annual rainfall. There's no change in rain for 170 years. It ebbs and flows. It goes up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down, but there's no trend. The linear trend is linear. There is no up or down. There is no CO2 effect on annual rainfall in Ireland whatsoever. And hail, big hail in Germany. Take a look at this. This is the middle of summer, and they're using plows to plow the snow. Ho, ho. But it's actually hail. Shut up, Al. Get in your hole. Just like winter, snow plows in action after hail in Reutlingen. And this was just yesterday. I bet you didn't hear that on the mainstream media in the U.S., did you? Massive hail and thunderstorm cell formed just before Reutlingen. If, in fact, that's what it means. Let's take a look at them plowing the global warming goodness in the middle of summer.
Szenen wie im Winter und das im August. So sah es gestern in Reutlingen aus. Ein Gewitter hatte die Innenstadt mit Hagel weiß bedeckt.
Die Stadt mit Hagel?
Davon sind auch Geschäftsleute
in August
betroffen.
Katastrophe. Also total. Ich habe die Automaten noch nicht überprüft, ob die funktionieren. Also wer hier in der Straße, in der Bollwerkstraße, keine Versicherung hat,
yeah, I couldn't agree more.
ruiniert. Also kann gleich
Totally
Insolvenz
crazy.
anmelden.
Die Feuerwehr war mit 290 Kräften im Einsatz.
They're throwing it in a
vom Hagel
dumpster.
Keine Schäden in der gesamten Stadt.
I guess that's how they do it in Germany. Now, Europe's colder than average and even snowy July, and as we just saw, Germany's hail-filled summer is a little different than the global warming and the climate scare narrative that they're pushing in other countries where it's hot, like the U.S. But the summer of 2023 is holding cool for the majority of Europe, and the data proves it. It's not hot. And one other thing we want to bring up here is that an acclaimed Israeli astrophysicist says that the sun drives Earth's climate, not CO2. And that's a friend of the channel, and we've even discussed Dr. Shaviv's position and how he makes a really great argument for the role in cosmic rays in Earth's shifting climate, and maybe even the mass extinction cycle. So please check out the links. They will be below. Seismic update. No quakes of note. We have a rocker just north of Iceland here in the Tunis fracture zone where there has been some limited activity over the last 24 hours. Some moderate uptick in the western U.S. with small, localized, normal activity for most of those regions. The Ring of Fire is moderately upticked, and that could be due to the fact that the sun is creating some action here on Earth. Now, the Reykjanes volcano, as predicted, has ended. The Reykjanes eruption, lava effusion, has stopped for now, and it doesn't look like it's going to start up anytime soon. Seismic tremor has dropped and all seismicity is over. And it looks like this activity, the volcanic activity, may be translating to a new volcano somewhere on that island very soon. Worldwide volcano news update. We've got Santa Rita, Fuego, Samaru, Ducono, Mayon, Nevado de Ruiz, and Sabancaya. Ducono to 7,000, Samaru to 15, and not much activity really to report. Mayon to 9,000, Fuego to 16, and very little activity. Ubinas to 18, twice there in a row. Nevado de Ruiz to 20,000, and that gets us to the end of the Reykjanes eruption. We do have some activity on Stromboli, yet another intense spattering and short lava flow. Here we are over at the WSA Enlil spiral, and it has been updated to show the two CMEs, a filament eruption and then a cannibal X 1.6 solar flare adding to that effect. So we should get one big boom sometime Monday night or Tuesday morning. So go out and look up tomorrow night. And this is care of two. Boom! The first filament release and then the CME. So here we'll see the filament release there, minor halo, and then the X 1.6, boom, major halo. So halo, space weather is coming to you. Now the forecast is just G1 geomagnetic storm, but what we just saw with a minor shift in the BZ to 0, kicking us all the way to KP7, I won't be surprised if this gets up near KP7. And that's my official forecast for Wednesday morning or Tuesday morning, KP7 from the cannibal CME, from the plasma filament, and the X 1.6. So it's from this CME and this one all coming toward us. There was an M5.5 from the same active region that kicked off the X flare, but at this point it was turned so far away from the limb, this will have no effect on Earth. Now let's talk about some disgusting actual pollution that's not plant food. The EPA has approved a fuel ingredient even though it could cause cancer in virtually every person exposed to it over a lifetime. Yeah. Holy macaroni. The EPA document shows that a new Chevron fuel ingredient, which they do not disclose what it is in the entire article, has a lifetime cancer risk of more than 1 million times higher than what the agency usually finds acceptable. But they're going to allow it. Let me repeat that. This has 1 million times higher risk of cancer than any other product that they have accepted. This is ridiculous. The highest noted risk came from a jet fuel that was expected to create air pollution so toxic that 1 out of 4 people exposed to it over a lifetime would get cancer. That is insane. And these are some of the government agencies that are there to protect you. Now, a new scientific study coming out, well, supports some of the ideas that Lee and I talk about on the channel. Tibetan tree rings reveal how the sun's activity affects Earth's climate. No, this is not the Fennoscandian fraud that says that the medieval warm is warmer, was colder than now. This is actual science. And they're using juniper trees. Scientists studying Earth's past climate conditions rely on various sources of information, such as the ratio of different isotopes in Antarctic ice cores, sediments at the bottom of lakes and oceans, and even tree rings. Trees are sensitive to factors such as temperature and rainfall, so the rings of growth they produce on their branches and trunks each year serve as recorders of the climate. And junipers are one of the best recorders. In fact, a living forest in the Tibetan juniper trees as a new kind of astronomical and geophysical observatory. The trajectory of Earth about the sun is perturbed by torques exerted by the moon, sun, and also 4 gas giant planets. These provoke variations of insolation at Earth's surface. Known as the kiloyear-long Milankovitch cycles, the concept has been extended to the shorter timescales of years or centuries that are relevant to tree growth. This paper focuses on ISSA of results of the dendrochronology study, and they revealed some spectacular things. They determined a median curve of tree growth rates that is analyzed by ISSA, and they obtained a rich set of periods from 3.3 years to more than 1,000 years that compare with specific spectral signatures and also compared to the grand solar minimums. They discuss the details in the record from a single tree that spans almost completely from 357 to 2000 AD, and it exposes the 90-year Gleisberg, the 22-year Hale, and the 30-year cycle components, which are quite prominent. Also, the Oort, Wolf, Sporer, and Maunder, and even the Dalton minimum climate extrema all correspond quite precisely to extrema of the Gleisberg cycle and these tree rings. Even the well-known medieval climate optimum, the Little Ice Age and modern climate optimum all seem to be mainly forced by variations in the envelope of the Gleisberg. Wow. So it's not you, it's not CO2, it's the sun. And it's all recorded in trees in the juniper. Links will be below. No, a viral video of 3 UFOs isn't real. In fact, it's from a new video game that is pretty frigging spectacular. It's so spectacular that you can literally play footage of it on the internet and people will believe you. This is video game footage.
Bro, my heart just sank.
I love the fake alien UFO noises. Wow, wow, wow. So yeah, debunked. This is fake. No, it's not aliens. It's a video game. So stop believing everything on the internet, for goodness sakes. And also, join us at the Oppenheimer Ranch Project on X, which is formerly Twitter, at Diamond the Dave, where we need to grow to 10,000 followers by the end of this year. Now, did you know that Soylent Green was released 50 years ago? How apropos. And soon, we will have a fully licensed version to go up on Rumble that you can enjoy with your family at your leisure. But in the meantime, 2 new videos posted. One serious and one nefarious. The serious one just posted hours ago, 3 hours ago. We're almost at 10,000 followers here at Rumble, so let's get that over 10 grand tonight. Just need 200 more clicks. Now, the empire of the city. There are 3 city-states in the U.S., if you didn't know. London, Washington, D.C., and yes, Egypt. Did I say that right? No, it's the Vatican. That's the ancient city-state, Egypt. So the Vatican, London, and the District of Columbia literally are 3 corporations that have taken over the world about a few hundred years ago. And if you want to know the whole story, come check out the expose here on Rumble, The Empire of the City, the secret history of British financial power and how England still controls the entire planet. If that is too deep for you and you just want to forget about the crap hole that you're living in called the Earth and want to see, well, some of the more disturbing aspects, take a look at this video we posted yesterday of Dylan Mulvaney pretending to be a possum years before pretending to be a girl. And that's a boom to knowledge. Please share this video as we are shadow banned, and whatever you guys have been doing over the last week is working. We've gotten over 200 new subscribers in the week, which is well above average, and almost 1,000 for the month. It's just like it was 5 years ago when we began the channel and before the shadow banning started. So keep it up. We love you. Become a Patreon. Support the work we do. And that is a boom. Be safe.